Today's class is called What Do You Know? And essentially what I want to know is what do you all know? And what are you thinking about? And just related to a lot of different things that we're going to talk about all semester. And some of them are pretty mainstream, and a few of them we're going to walk kind of close to the edge a little bit. But you really just want to see what you have to say about things. And I'm going to ask for, it's going to be all volunteers. We're going to, you all are going to be talking. I basically am going to slack for the next couple of classes. So you all are going to do my job. And here's the thing to remember. There are no gotcha moments here. And you all need this, we need to be kind. Kind. Got it? This is not the standard social media where we slam people and someone says the wrong thing and there's all the buzz in the class, whatever the wrong thing is, because all of us could or would say the wrong thing. I do it all the time, obviously. So we're just having a cool conversation. We're going to have a conversation. So as you volunteer, remember that there's no gotcha stuff. It's actually kind of I think we're rocking. I need a white person who has relatively little experience with race and black and brown people, but race and race relations. Look, if I say black and brown people, it just means really kind of anyone who's not white. So whatever, I don't know. I need a white person who has relatively little experience, preferably a woman now, because I have. Are we ready? You, relatively little experience? All right, come on. Anything, go anywhere you want to go. And I'm going to stand over here. Anywhere. Just don't be racist, all right? No, you're good. Here, listen, let me help you. I mean, we're just going to leave you here, right?
Definitely feel like I'm being set up to be racist.
You're not.
I mean, skin's your skin.
No, listen here.
Right?
I'm playing around with you. So listen, think about just whatever you can say about skin. Anything at all. You could go in 100 different directions right now. And if I asked every person in class, everyone would say something different. Just say anything you have to say.
Like beauty is not skin deep. That's a good answer, right? Yeah.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
That was a good...
You're killing it.
I'm killing it. Skin is on your body to make you not bleed to death. That's objective. And all of the world really gets upset about skin. That's a good way to put something.
All of the world?
Yeah. Anywhere you go, there's going to be racial problems because race is skin, but race isn't skin because race is like in your brain, right?
Mm-hmm. Race is so many more things.
Yeah.
What did you learn about skin growing up?
Like the medical side of skin?
Nah, just like what did you learn about skin? I don't know, having white skin.
Having white skin's not always the best thing. Having white skin's good sometimes.
What do you mean it's not always the best thing?
Well, right now it's really not good.
No, hang on. Hang on. This is really cool. No, stay with that. What do you mean? Because I have an answer for that. What do you mean it's not always the best thing, Mamie?
I mean, lots of people look at you in a different way because of what color it is. And like people think that white people don't get looked at differently because they're white, but I mean, I have lots of times.
So people so you feel some kind of way about the fact that you're white?
Yeah.
Or you've been taught to feel some kind of way about the fact that you're white?
Yeah, and society kind of pushes you in a certain way to feel a certain way about being white.
Okay. All right, cool. Dude, that's good. Okay, you're good. Hang on. Question. Someone have a question?
How do you feel about white privilege?
Whoa.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely a real thing in lots of places, and it's unfair. But, I mean, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that. Like what do you want me to feel?
No, hang on. That's a really nice, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel about that. That's a really honest, straightforward, that's a cool response. Yep.
Okay.
That's part of what this class is to help you orient you through the kinds of things that you could discover that you could feel about that. So that's cool. That's why we're here, to talk about that. All right, bro, man.
So you indicated that there are particularly sometimes that it's good to be white, what would be the other times when it's bad or, unfavorable to be white?
I mean, this is kind of personal, but like my freshman year, I was in a dorm room, supplemental, and I was the only white girl, and it was kind of like a thing where it was like, you're the white girl, and I don't want anything to do with you, and I was like, okay. I mean, sometimes it's like in groups are nice because everybody goes in their own little groups, and like whatever color you want to be there, that's what you are, and that's accepted. But if you're trying to like be in a separate group and people aren't so open to white people, you're kind of ostracized from it. It's not always like you're winning because you're white, like society's kind of thinking right now.
So what did you learn growing up about, like, what did you learn about white people? Like, just the general sort of statements about white people.
I mean, I grew up with only white people.
No, what did you learn, like, in the history book? Like, think of all the different things.
I did. I don't know.
Because when I heard you say, yeah, it's not always good to be white, what I heard was, we, white people, and like Americans, right? What's put upon us is a lot of responsibility for a lot of the ills of the world. And so it's like, you walk around with a lot of responsibility on your shoulders a little bit about all sorts of things, right? Like Jim Crow and slavery and genocide and all sorts of stuff. It's like those words are attached to us. It's like, and so one thing that we'll talk about in here as well is the discovery of the different ways in which white people have a certain experience of the world that is also very complicated. So that's where you went, that I was like, yeah, totally. It's not always good to be white. And that's in that sense. In other ways, it's great to be white, dude. Yeah. But it's complex, And by the way, especially black and brown people, do you have any idea? No, most of you don't understand what it is for a white person who really hasn't had a lot of experience but knows all the stories and knows the perspectives and has an idea of what we think are the attitudes, and you watch, and to sit here with a microphone and talk about something like skin when you really haven't thought much about it. And because you just haven't, but there's time, it's fine. You're 18 years old, 19 years old, you will, and you do, and that's awesome. It takes a lot, man. Okay, we ready? Now I need a black woman. Preferably African American, someone from the U.S., not African.
Hair.
Anywhere you want to go.
I think hair gets looked at as something that's like not that serious to some people. But like being an African American woman, you realize that like hair is so much more than that. Like if I wear my natural hair to job interviews, it can be seen as like unprofessional or something that's not the norm in the workplace. But I feel like my natural hair should be the norm. I feel like anything on my head should be seen as professional or something that's okay for the workplace.
So I guess my question would be, how do you feel about particularly like the white community replicating primarily like black styled hair, like cornrows and stuff like that? Like what is your opinion on that?
I believe in some cases it's definitely cultural appropriation because the respect is not given. I feel like people take hairstyles like cornrows, for example, or like feed-in braids and call them things like boxer braids, and that's not the name for them. Like, you can't take something and try to rename it or try to make it like you came up with it or you're taking it when it's a style that people use, like dating all the way back to Africa, where hair was used as something that's an expression, like different tribes had different hairstyles and things. So to just take it and then try to claim it as your own, like that's cultural appropriation.
My question was, how do you feel about like commercials that are about like shampoos and other hairstyles being mainly aimed towards like white women or white people in general, and like having, like black mainly like natural hair, like shampoos and conditioners and like mousse and stuff like that, being more expensive to buy instead?
I mean, like, I definitely don't like that either, because, like, they lock them up in the stores, too. Like, what are you locking it for? I'm not about to steal. But, like, I don't like that.
They lock them up in the stores because
They, like, for, like, the minority hair products or products that will work, like, on maybe thicker hair, like, they tend to put those in, like, separate cases where they lock that up, where, like, other hair products that, like, aren't typically for, like, African-American hair textures are, like, kept out for people to just grab and bring up to the counter, where I just have to get an associate to open it up for me.
how is that for you when you got to go get someone to get a hair product what was your name again? Lyra? Kira. That Kira can just go get off the shelf and you got to go get someone to unlock a case for it.
I don't like that because I feel like you're judging me. You're judging a whole group and kind of making it seem like, oh, I'm not really trustworthy. When, like, I've never stolen anything. So, like.
Yeah, especially given that black people don't shoplift any more than anybody else.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really put a color on a thief. Like, nobody in this room can point at somebody and say, oh, that's a thief. Like, you don't know what a thief looks like. So for you to put it as something separate and kind of generalize and make it seem like a whole group of people
Yep.
steal, like, that makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
My question is, has anybody, because it's happened to me, has anybody ever asked you, like, oh, can I straighten your hair, or can I touch your hair, or can I do so-and-so to your hair? And did it make you feel uncomfortable if they did ask you that?
Wait, hang on. The second question is, how did it make you feel? You'll get a better answer.
How did it make you feel?
Like, it makes me feel like, am I an animal in the zoo? Like, why do you want to touch my hair? Like, you can't pet me. Like, you have hair, I have hair. Yes, it might not be the same, but I would never walk up to someone with a different hair texture and say, can I touch your hair? Like, that's kind of degrading, I feel like, because you're making it seem like, oh, that's something so different, da-da-da. Like, don't touch me. And, like...